if they keep them as a tag team. Later on down the road, I would definitely like to see them break off. Ricochet, I really don't see him as being a big main event type character. He's very good, don't get me wrong, but I think he could be a very, very good Intercontinental Champion, but I don't ever see him rising up to the ranks of Universal or WWE Champion. Aleister Black, on the other hand, I believe he is this era's Undertaker. He's got that creepy gimmick. He can throw kicks like no other. Aleister Black is absolutely phenomenal. And I hope one day soon we see him either the Universal Champion or the WWE Champion over on SmackDown. We do know after WrestleMania we have that superstar shakeup. So he could end up getting sent to SmackDown. They can keep him on Raw. Only time will tell. But moving on, the United States Championship was on the line. Samoa Joe defeated Rey Mysterio, Andrade, and R-Truth to retain his title. This was a pretty good match. Joe would end up applying the Coquina Clutch to Rey Mysterio, making him tap out to defend his title. It was a pretty solid match. Nothing like too spectacular that I can go on about. They rated this match an A-. I'd give it a solid B+. Like I said, it was a good, solid match. Was it the match of the night? No, but it was good. We would then see the Raw Women's Tag Team Championship on the line, or the Women's Tag Team Championship, sorry. I don't think that it's set to just Raw or SmackDown. But the Boston Hug Connection would defeat Nia Jax and Tamina to retain their titles. It was an okay match. Bayley and Sasha Banks, they're working really good together. Before they even announced the Women's Tag Team Championship, officially announced it when it was just in the rumor mill, I had said that I believed that Bayley and Sasha Banks would be the first women's tag champions, and they were. This was their first title defense. I really, really didn't see them dropping the titles a month after winning them at Elimination Chamber. They rated this match a B-. I would give it a solid C. Any match with Nia Jax is going to bring the quality of the match down. Sorry. I have no love whatsoever for Nia Jax. It was good, but like I said, nothing that super stood out. Nothing I can go on and on about. But moving on, we had the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan would end up defending his title in a triple threat match. Like I said on the Smart Mark podcast, WWE has a freaking hard-on for triple threat matches. I don't know what their deal is, but it seems like every other pay-per-view, one of the Universal title or the WWE title is being defended in a triple threat match. There are other matches you can do. There's a match called a Fatal 4-Way. I don't know if I'm speaking a different language here or something, but, there are other matches you can do in a main event besides a triple threat match. But Daniel Bryan would defend his title against Mustafa Ali and Kevin Owens. Daniel Bryan would end up pinning Mustafa Ali to defend his title. Throughout the match, we had "We Want Kofi" chants. There was a lot of Mustafa Ali. He's a high flyer, so we saw a lot of top rope moves, stuff like that. We saw a really good Spanish fly by Mustafa Ali from the top rope. Rowan would end up playing a key role in helping Daniel Bryan defend the title by breaking up numerous pin attempts and taking a few bumps along the way. Rowan's biggest move, however, was taking out Owens late in the match with a spinning kick. Bryan, who was at his heel best, slapping Ali while widely telling him he doesn't deserve to be in there. Then finishing him off with a running knee that caught Ali in midair as he attempted a reverse Spanish fly off the second rope. Bryan was able to escape with the title after the pinfall and definitely setting up what could be an epic feud between him and Kofi Kingston leading into WrestleMania. They gave this match an A. I would give it a solid B+. Giving it an A it was a good match. Like I said, I would have liked to see a little more from Kevin Owens. Rowan getting involved was to be expected with him being ringside. Wasn't really sure why they put Mustafa Ali in there. I know he came and helped Kevin Owens on SmackDown, but why they chose to throw him in there kind of brought down the quality of the match to me. Josh Brandt says, "Why is the main belt being defended mid-card?" And exactly, I agree. The WWE title, Universal title, should always freaking be your main event. That's how it was for since the beginning of WWE, WWF. The WWF, WWE title was always, you can guarantee that was going to be the last match on the card. And tonight they did a good job of smearing that by having it, like Branch said, having it defended mid-card. We would then see Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Despite having a knee injury that Flair targeted throughout this match, it was pretty one-sided. Becky Lynch would then secure her spot by beating Charlotte. They rated this match a C+. I would give it a C-. It was really, really no shocker that Becky Lynch was gonna win this match. We would then have Elias come out and sing. He came out a couple times during the show, and the main event of the night was The Shield versus Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley. This should have been a co-main event. Like I said, pretty pissed off that the WWE wasn't defended the WWE title wasn't defended as the main event. But as you know, WWE loves Roman Reigns. They're starting his proverbial push down our throats yet again. I know I'm going to piss some people off when I say this. I'm one of those people who believe that the Roman Reigns leukemia thing was staged. Do I believe he had it? Yes, I believe he did, but I do think that they may have exaggerated the severity of it. While he's gone, I think they gave him that time off to see how severe it actually was. Come to find out, it wasn't as bad as it was. And it worked in their favor because now everybody all of a sudden is a Roman Reigns fan. So I really think that something's going to happen between now and WrestleMania, and they're going to somehow slip Roman Reigns into that that match with Rollins and Lesnar, because people aren't going to be as pissed now that everybody's on Roman Reigns' side. So the Shield would end up defeating Roman Reigns coming off his leukemia and returning to the ring. I had no doubt in my mind that the Shield would walk out victorious, and I was absolutely right. And that was your Fastlane results. Like I said, the pay-per-view wasn't that great. Nothing that stood out like, oh my god, that was the best spot of the night. Like I said, the Raw tag team match was probably, if I had to pick a match of the night, it would be that match. And we are officially, I think, a little less than a month away from WrestleMania. They still have a lot of matches to fill. We have that triple threat match. It's going to be Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda for the title. My prediction for that match is my girl Becky Lynch is going to get her WrestleMania moment, and she is going to walk out of WrestleMania with the the Raw Women's Championship. After WrestleMania, Ronda Rousey is actually going to be on a Brock Lesnar type schedule where she's only going to be at certain appearances. So I really don't see her walking out of WrestleMania still the champion. WWE has this thing for Charlotte as well. She's won both the SmackDown and Raw Women's title multiple times. I'm not sure how many times exactly she's won it, but she's won it a lot. So there is a good chance that they could strap Charlotte with the belt walking out of WrestleMania. But Becky Lynch is absolutely red hot. Anytime her music hits, every week on Raw Smackdown, we get the "We Want Becky" chants. You see the man shirts all around. Becky Lynch is the woman in WWE right now, and she absolutely deserves it. She deserves to walk out of WrestleMania with that title. WWE would be